Welcome to day 10 of the renovation, and stay tuned because I'm going to give some costs at the end, the full cost so far, and a little breakdown of what we spent and what I think about that. Hallway, not much to report, to be honest. The radiator is obviously all on and plumbed in. Plumbing goes through the wall. Electric, same, goes through the wall. So let's go into the lounge. We have progress. The floor is back down. There's a balloon because it was my birthday yesterday. The floor is down, and I must admit, when I stand on this floor, I don't know if it's the insulation underneath or the fact that it's been nailed down yesterday. It is so solid. It's almost sound deadening. You kind of, when you put a load of furniture in a room, it's like that, but there's obviously no furniture. So yeah, really, really impressed. We had a bit of a battle with the boards because these are the original boards, and we had to try and make good with what we had basically. So this room will all be boarded with the original boards, but we'll do something different in the dining room. So I'll show you that in a sec. But yeah, everything is down. Some little things that happened. This wall, because they took the chimney out, what they've done is they've plasterboarded. They just overboarded, and they overboarded over the floorboards. So floorboards actually, you can see here, it's a good example. Floorboards go quite a bit further back than the actual wall. So you have to try and kind of push them under, if that makes sense. You have to push them under the wall first to get them in. So the long ones that went all the way across, when they came out, were quite hard to get them out good for starters because the wall was there. So we done what we could with the boards we had. I wanted to reuse them. And yeah, some were screwed down and others, they were broken and in the removal, but overall pretty happy with how it is and how it actually feels. It's pretty crazy, to be honest. So yeah, really happy. One thing to note in here as well is we looked at all where the damp proof course is. So this has some damp here. I say damp, plaster was sort of crumbly, so we thought it was probably worse than it actually is, to be honest. It's not that bad, but what we've done when it was all up, we've investigated where the damp proof course is in relation to the air brick, which is here. And we know the driveway is slightly too high. So outside, what we're going to do is cut a perimeter around the driveway and dig that down and fill that with pea shingle. So it's lower than a damp proof course. So that's good there. But yeah, really, really pleased overall with how this is coming along. So good progress in here. Realistically now we've just got the lights, so spotlights are going everywhere. So we've got the lights to do. We've got to sort of fill all around where the plasterboard, where the skirting board's going to go. That will all be filled, a specific filler. I can't remember what the builder called it now. So that will all be done. And then yeah, fix this bit of wall and we'll be good to go really. All the sockets have been purchased, all the socket fronts. We're going for a sort of brushed stainless steel sort of look. And they are screwless as well, so the faceplate sort of pushes on, keep a nice neat look. We had them in our previous house and really liked them, so we've gone with that again. So that's what's going on in here. If we go into the dining room, this room is being tackled now. So it was started, a lot of the insulation's cut. You can see it already cut, so ready to go in. However, we had a bit of an issue because if you look at this bit of wood, there is not much left of it. So basically what happened was, I'm just going to wiggle my way over here because the joists are no longer supported properly past this part here. So all these beams, or joists, sorry, they all sit, one sec, let me get down, too many pipes and stuff. So they all sit on the wall, so you can see they're no longer supported. These were all loose, all these beams were loose. And it was because this one was completely rotten out and they all sat on that one. So that one that is rotten, all of these were sat on, it was underneath them. So you can see these are all now floating. So we're going to get a brand new bit of, I think it was 4x2 fully treated. And that's going to go underneath. That will then be screwed into the brickwork and sealed down because the other one wasn't, the other one was just put on. So I believe the DPM is going down first, then the wood will get screwed down into the brick, and then these will all get screwed into that wood to make that nice and secure. So yeah, that held us up a bit. My job today is clear out a lot of all this rubbish quickly before the builder arrives. But yeah, that's sort of things you find. We believe it's because this used to be a door. So this was a door. So we're guessing, you know, where the door threshold was, where it went to the outside, water got in over time, or there was something happening, and that's what caused that rot. But yeah, these were loose, and you could kind of feel it on the floorboards. But this is the sort of thing you uncover, I guess, when you're doing these renos, and you got to make them good, haven't you, basically? So yeah, I'm pleased that it was found and highlighted, and any wood that is rotten is going, basically. So that's where we're at with the lounge. So a little bit of hold up. You can see the wood here, look, just completely shot, a lot of it just coming apart. Yeah, that's where we were, and that was the remainder of it. So yeah, but this will all be solid and feel solid when it's all done. This morning we are going to go and get some for the floor. So we're not going to use the floorboards in here. We are going to use tongue and groove chipboard, which is basically because we don't have enough floorboards. So we used a lot of the floorboards. Let me come over in this corner. Spin around, yeah. We used a lot of the floorboards in there, and obviously we cut a lot. So we don't have too many left. We could probably maybe do, I don't know, a third of this room. So we just opted to keep them, and then probably try and do some DIY or some project with them. And then this will all be tongue and groove chipboard, which is 2.4 meters by 600, I think. So it would go across, just bam them across, I believe. It's much quicker to install as well. So we save time, although we have to buy it, we save time for the builder to put it down. So that's what's going on in here. Let me see if there's anything else in my notes. Explained about the door, didn't I? Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much everything in here. So pretty good. One thing we are doing is coming up with a lighting plan. So as you know, this and this is where the toilet's going to be. So this door will be a toilet. It's going to be 1.8 meters roughly deep. So the toilet will be here. This will all be enclosed, and this will, where I'm stood now, will literally be cabinets, built-in cabinets. We're thinking maybe to go full height. It's rare you get full height storage these days, isn't it, in cabinets? So things like ironing board and hoovers and things like that will all be hidden away. But we're also, because this door's going here, that's the current light switch for the lounge, the dining room, sorry. So that switch controls that light. So we need to work out where we want all the light switches. We also want a couple of pendant lights, which is going to go over a table that's sat here, the table that we're restoring. So that's the situation so far. Some good progress as well, and planning with the beams and stuff, and obviously this wall's coming out, so that is going to be happening next week. So yeah, we're probably going to do this after the chimney, because obviously if we make this a hole, then all the dust from the chimney is going to come through. So this wall will stay while we remove this chimney and the chimney above. Obviously you've got to make good all the floor and everything, so I'll document that. This is the table. This is the Urkel table that I managed to get on Facebook Marketplace for £150 and 6 chairs. Absolute bargain if you know Urkel. So the top's been restored. It will all be this sort of colour, and that will be going in the dining room, which will be sort of central here. So yeah, that's the plans. The costs, so let's have a look at the costs. Now what have we got? We've got, yesterday we spent £19, which is, you know, that's basically a no spend day on these renovations, £19. And what that was for gas for the pass load gun, to put the nails in for the floorboard. So that's all we needed yesterday, which was nice. It's nice to have a few days like that. But the grand total for the build so far, so we're classing this as day 10, so we're putting the weekend into that. So day 10, we have got 4,000. No, I lie. I wish 4,000. So day 10, £6,363. Now that includes everything. That includes the labour costs for essentially what is 9 days work, 8 days work, 9 days work. We've got all the calculations from the structural engineer for the beams and everything included in that. That was £680 just before we even started. So that was a big cost there. We've had brand new radiators throughout. So a radiator in this room, the next room, in the office there. in. We've got a towel rail going in the ensuite, which will be the ensuite will be here. This door will go, and a new door is being put in here. So we've had that all done. Obviously, a lot of all the plumbing was all redone for all the radiators. All the electrics downstairs have been done. So there's lots that has been done. Now, if I give you a bit more context, this side of the house is an extension. This is the original house, right? So bedroom, 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 bathroom, and that's an extension to the right, which is another bedroom and a bathroom. And downstairs there's another shower room downstairs and an office down there. And the kitchen is obviously part of that extension. But all of that was done 12 years ago. So that the radiators are new, it's all up to spec. So everything we're doing is sort of this side of the house, if that makes sense, on the middle and the left. So that is a cost, £6,363. I'll probably do a proper cost breakdown at some point, but when you start adding in pipe work, sockets, radiators, all the connections for the pipe work, all the screws, all the extra bits and bobs you need on a day-to-day basis, that's what really starts to add up. We've got a full budget estimate and we went through it with the builder, so we're pretty close to what we expected, so that's not a surprise. Believe it or not, that's actually what in line with what we're kind of thinking. There was a bit of extra because of the radiators. We didn't plan to do all the radiators at once, so that come in quite high when the radiators are getting towards 150 a rad plus £30 for the thermostatic valves. But that cost as well also includes the 2 beams that we need. So we've obviously got one beam going here, steel beam, which is 4.2 meters, which basically takes the weight of the chimney above, so we can take all that out. And downstairs a kitchen wall. So the beams were £600 combined, so that was a cost there. So lots of upfront costs, what I've been calling front loading. You obviously have to buy a lot of stuff up front to do a lot of the work, but then it phases down a little bit. So that threw us off, spending loads in the first 3 days, but then it kind of settled and was a bit better. So that's gives you an indication of budget and where we're at. So overall going well, happy with the project. Got spreadsheets on spreadsheets tracking everything, and I advise you to do the same if you're taking on this kind of thing. Let me know if you want a full cost breakdown at some point, maybe at the end when it's all a bit clearer. But that is everything for day 10, did I say? I lose track. I'll see you tomorrow.